Welcome to another episode of Comma Convos Podcast. Today I have a special guest co-host, my bestie, Ashley the
Hey
homegirl. Some of y'all
y'all.
know her as Ashley the homegirl. Some of y'all know her from a lot of other different things, but I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself. Go ahead, Ash.
Hey y'all. Well, I am a realtor and bestie, But yeah, I do multiple things. I'm a serial entrepreneur just like my girl here. And I got my hands in a lot of pots right now. So I don't even know what to call. I guess you could just say serial entrepreneur because I do development. I'm a realtor. I am the director of membership at the Black New Orleans Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, and as well as oh girl, truck owner, truck owner. We just
Trucking gang.
Girl, just got a tow truck. So we had the towing company going, all kind of stuff.
That's
Getting
dope. I ain't know about the tow truck girl.
yeah.
Hmm. That's dope. I'm
Girl,
proud of you. I'm happy for you.
thank you, ma'am. I know I don't speak a lot on some of my businesses and I need to start speaking up with some of the businesses, but it's tiring sometimes.
I mean, every business you don't have to really speak on because, like, even for us, our trucking side, we don't really talk about that much. The Airbnbs we don't talk about that much either no more, but it's still going. So it just depends on how
Right.
you want to run a business. A lot of people feel like, oh, that particular business gotta be on social media, but every business doesn't really need to thrive off of social media. Like you should take
Hmm.
pride in building your brand off social media. You don't have to do that, boy. Like it's
Right.
okay. It's
Keep
okay.
stuff like keep stuff to yourself. Some stuff. I'm not saying don't advertise your businesses because obviously, everybody want to put their business out there. But some stuff I just like I'm not hands on with, but I'm a part of it or I'm owner of it, but I get the right people to run it. So I don't feel the need to really just broadcast it everywhere or whatever. But on another note, can we address because girl, I get so many people asking about Boss Box. What happened to Boss Box? What happened to Boss Box? I just
Definitely.
wanna
Let's open it up
girl,
with addressing what happened to boss bags.
girl. Cause I still get questions about Boss Box. Like literally I still get questions about it. And I just life be lifing. Like I tell them life be lifing. Me and my friend is really serial entrepreneurs. Like people don't understand the level of responsibility that comes with that. They don't
Mm-hmm.
understand the level of dedication you gotta put towards certain stuff. So girl, I just wanna denounce the girl because
I don't think it was a what happened to it thing. I mean, we gotta ask what happened to y'all. Y'all say y'all wanted to
thank
invest
you.
in y'all businesses. Yeah, we still moving. How we was gonna move
Yes.
either way it go. Like it's
Right.
nothing for us to put that package back out. Like everything is still there. We still own we still
Right.
got the bank account. We still have all box stuff. I still got the stuff
Right.
upstairs. Like I literally go get it. So that's is not really a what happened to Boss Box, is what happened to y'all investing into Boss Box. Like y'all came to the brunch. Y'all got
Yes.
with us, y'all book consultations and came
And
to
a
our
pop up. Don't
shops,
forget the pop up.
pop-up
Our
shops, right?
legendary pop up.
And then like what happened to y'all? We gotta ask that question because our train's still moving, our wheels are still turning
Yes.
in these entrepreneur streets.
Girl, for real. Like we still out here, like still doing our thing. And I think people, especially in New Orleans, they have this notion that if something didn't continue, something went wrong. No,
Hmm.
nothing went wrong. We still
Right.
doing good. We still doing what we do before Buzzbox and after Buzzbox. But it was just crazy because so many people would walk up to me and be like, "Well, what happened with Buzzbox? Or what's Buzzbox?" Because I still have it on my personal page,
Hmm.
so they still see it. So I'm like,
It's still
nothing
in my
happened.
bio. Like when people introduce me, they still be like, CEO, boss box. It's still there. It's all there. Like,
Girl, look, I'll be like, okay, we can start it up anytime. Like, we really could,
mhm.
continue it. But I just want to address that because, girls, I get so many questions about that. Like, and it was crazy because for a while I didn't. And then it just came out the blue where
Hmm.
there was Ace. And I'm like, okay,
I
Yep.
mean, I feel like we could, like, it ain't nothing but a word. It's already done. But we need y'all to support. If we gonna bring Boss Box back, I need y'all to comment below and say bring Boss Box back, and let's explain like what Boss Box was and how we even created that amongst other things. I do want to address this too, right quick though. Both of us are former restaurateurs, right? Like we've owned
Yes.
restaurants, and again, like you said, people normally typically think if something closed down, something went wrong. And that's not the case on neither one of our ends. Again,
Right.
that was just businesses that we didn't want to be materially invested in anymore. Whereas
Hmm.
there's so many other businesses that we don't have to be hands
Hands
on
on. Right.
every single day of our life, missing time with family, missing the things that's important to us, like traveling and showing up for
Hmm.
our kids and stuff like that, versus cooking a meal for you,
Right.
fixing a ice cream for you. Like those things were more important to us. It wasn't that those businesses failed. So that was a
Right.
good. I'm glad you said that because I just wanted to get that out there too.
Yeah, because some people are scared of failure. Like they're scared of
Mhm.
failure. And not to say that there was a failure, but sometimes in business you have to know when to call it quits and you have to know for yourself. You have to stay true to yourself. Like
Yes.
with me, I don't know if people know, I owned Freezer Street. It was a rolled ice cream company.
Mm-hmm.
And with us, you seen my tax papers, you did my taxes, you seen the money I was making. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not like I wasn't making money, but at the same time, it just like you said, it was taking time from my kids. My whole purpose to going into entrepreneurship was to be around my kids more often. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we grew up where our parents worked a lot, or
Always they were.
whatnot. So that was my main goal, to be there for my kids. And then, like you said, traveling. I just got back from Colorado, girl. When Freezer Street was open, girl, it wasn't no traveling, like
Mm-hmm.
no traveling whatsoever. And I love traveling. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yes,
You
that's
know,
that's number one self care on the list. Like
yes.
hop on a plane, go do something that I've never done, or go somewhere that I really like enjoy being off
Right.
work, like off the scene, not just somewhere I enjoy being locally. Because we do that too, but it's still a
Mhm.
different type of feeling when you just hop on the plane or hop in the car and take a road trip and go
And
somewhere
just
where you
go.
really just feel free at.
Right. And that was my biggest thing. Like I was like, I
Mhm.
can't do nothing that I really love to do. Like it's not giving me the freedom that I thought it would. And sometimes that business is for certain people. Like it just didn't resonate for me. You know what I'm saying? I remember telling you, girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Remember, I was like, buy food. Don't do it. Don't do it. But, like I said, some people find peace in it. And I didn't.
Mhm.
It wasn't for me. So I made more money developing homes than I did with Freezer Street. And I had more
Talk about
freedom.
it. Right. And
Girl.
I feel the same way. Like I have way more freedom and we made way more money in real estate and taxes and trucking
Yeah.
than I did being up from sun up to sundown, serving plates, doing desserts, like taking them at my every weekend, doing somebody's party, funeral, birthday, wedding,
Yes.
like always being booked and busy. Like we got to talk about that too. Entrepreneurs always want to be booked and busy, but I don't want to be booked and busy.
Me neither. I want to be peaceful and
I,
paid.
yes, I want to go on my calendar and say, "Oh, I got two appointments today. I am famished."
Yeah, girl, look, I'm not gonna lie. Now, don't get me wrong. The real estate streets, the sell side is like that too. Like it's
Hmm.
running right. So I did take a break away from real estate at the height of my career. Like I literally was having back to back closings.
What made you do that? Like, what made you say, "Okay, this is
So
overwhelming"? Because I got like I really have something similar, but I'm gonna let you go first.
I think us as a people don't take self care and our health serious, right? So we like grind, 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 grind. That's like stuck in our head, like grind, grind, grind.
Mhm.
And for me, I already knew what I've been through at Freezer Street. Like it was one of the happiest times of my life, but it was also the most depressing part of my life. Like I literally could not do nothing. I couldn't be around my kids like I wanted to. I missed out on a lot of family functions, stuff like that. So it was a different space for me. So in real estate, I was like, I'm not doing this again. So I need to restructure, redo everything. So that's when systems fall in place, right? But I didn't have my systems together when I first started. So that was the issue. I had to pull back and work on my business and not in my business. And I think that's what a lot of us don't do enough. And that's why a lot of businesses, you know, tend to fail because you're not working on your business. You're always in your
100.
business,
Yep.
But when I did pull back, I realized that I really did like development. So I went harder on development side than I did on the
Hmm.
sales side. But I was missing something, which was helping the first time home buyers and stuff. Just to have that feeling when we go to closing, it's just a different feeling. And knowing that I can help them a whole lot better than some of my peers. Like I literally been in their positions. I was
Hmm.
years ago. I was on Section 8 before, so I understand the process of go and purchase your home through Section 8. Even though I didn't do it, I knew the knowledge from it because I
Hmm.
was on that side of it. So a lot of the down payment assistance programs, I always research it. Even when I wasn't active in sales, I still was keeping up to date with it.
Yep.
Right. So it's just like I don't want to knock no other realtor, but a lot of times when you go through it, you're better at explaining the
Right.
process.
Experience is
So
the best teacher.
right. And I bought
It's
my
just like when
right.
you think about a job, they wouldn't hire you if you went to school. But if you have experience, I would rather. And oh my God, that's so crazy because I just was talking to my administrative assistant and I was like, yeah, for the next season, I'm thinking about only looking for experienced tax professionals. Like, it's cool that I could teach you, but
Right.
you having that experience and me teaching you gives you more confidence to go out there and for us to cultivate the vision that I'm bringing to the table. It's not enough for you to just come and want to be a part of the team or be a part of what we build, what we're building slash built over here. It's not enough for you to just be on a bench, on a roster, or on a bench. Like, that's not
The
cool to
city.
me. You're not putting
Right.
up no stats. Like, that's what matters to me. Like, at the end of the day, not I'm talking about on the back end. That's what matters in business. Like, my customer
Hmm.
service stats, our customer retention, or our systems working for us. Like, are you going hard for the business when you're not at work? Because you work remotely, so you picking up the computer and working at any point. Like, I'm not a super micromanager. If you got a
Right.
client, cool. If you don't, that's pretty much up to you too. But
Hmm.
a lot of my people like work part time here or have another job, or that's fine, or have another business. Like, that's all fine. I'm not knocking no type of way you get money, but this should
Hmm.
be a priority too. And I feel like a lot of times when we're small business owners per se, a lot of people feel like, oh, this is not really a job. I'm helping her, or I work
Hmm.
with her. Or they don't take it as a job. Like, they take
Right.
their pay.
Serious.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right though, because I know a lot of tax professionals that's really hungry out here. Like really
Mm-hmm.
work a 9 to 5 and then go home and work more 5 more hours doing taxes.
Exactly.
Like I know that. So when you see them slacking and you they coming home and saying they tired, it's like I know people who
Do
doing
you
the
really
same thing
want
that you're doing. Yeah. Like
You really think you can work 4 months out of the year and be off for 8? Like, can you really structure your life to be like that? A lot of people
right.
can't because they're so used to, I work Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I'm off on the weekend. So even if we're doing something fun or creative or constructive on the weekend, like photo shoots, is things that's that simple. It's hard to even get a crowd of people together on all these different schedules. So stuff
Mhm.
like that. Or if we're doing like a camaraderie event to keep the morale up, it's still like, okay, I could come but I can't come, or you could come but this person can't come. But it's like, oh, can I join virtually? But not really, because that's defeating the purpose. Like,
Right, right.
certain things they don't see from our side, if that makes sense.
It make all the sense because a lot of people don't understand the hard work that come into entrepreneurship. Like they don't understand, especially with something like services and sales.
Mhm.
Like you literally have to be in their face 24/7. Like when they think of taxes, you want them to think of you. When they think of real estate, I want them to think of me. So that was my issue when I took a break and I was like, let me step back. But I'm coming in now, like, I'm putting my first foot forward this month. I took a couple of clients this month. So by me just getting back into the groove of sales side, it's been a little weird, but I still kept up with all the stats. I kept up with the market. I kept up with everything. So it's not like I'm out the loop. It's just that knowing that you have to be front and center. So it's not for some people. But people know me for real estate, so that's that kept my little sales side going, So it's crazy, but being front and center is the thing. But to move with that, having your systems in place, we have with the director of membership with the Black Chamber, we have a lot of classes that's coming. I'm also over training, and if you need help with your businesses, we have a lot of hands-on trainings that's going to be specific to industries this year. Like we're doing something totally different. I wanted to come in and do something where no other chamber was really doing, because I know when me and you started, we hardly had we ain't had no kind of resources really. We did Scale Up, which was a good program. I do
Hmm.
recommend that for anybody who just coming in, and want to get their feet wet and really trying to get their find their way in business or whatever. But the classes that we have coming, like the one with me and Karita with systems and operations, that one is for businesses who were in the spots where we were. Like we not beginners, but we not experts. Like we in the middle and we don't know which way to go. Like I feel like New Orleans in general don't have too many resources for the middle people that's in business. So that was my thinking behind the trainings, because we even have the food business basics that's coming up as well. So that one is geared straight toward food businesses. Well, whether it's small business, you're still working out your house, you're trying to get on the right track, anything like that. That's what we're doing with the basics, business basics. So, I call the series Real Revenue because we want to make real revenue in this. This not like entrepreneurship. People glamorize that so much that they don't even realize, all right, you glamorizing, you have a business, but you're not making money. You know, like you got that LLC, but you ain't putting no work behind that LLC. Like we got to get it together. Like, you have to put these things in places so you can make the money that you're trying to make, and you don't have to front for the gram. You don't have to be this because you doing what you need to do. We got it going. So I'm just excited about the trainings that we have coming forward, because we have the trucking training that's coming up. We haven't announced the dates on that one yet. We have tax preparers that's coming up. Even realtors. We're doing a whole course for realtors. Like, so I want everybody to keep up with that too. And if they don't follow the chamber, they need to follow the chamber at NOLA Black Chamber on Instagram, and I think it's Facebook as well. Or you can follow my business page at Ashley the Homegirl, and I'll be posting some stuff from the chamber as well for trainings and things like that. But again, that's where Boss Box played a big part. We came in knowing, all right, they have a void to fill for
Hmm.
businesses, and that's what we was trying to do.
Right.
Um, but a lot of the times, they wasn't ready for us. We was ahead of our time. We was ahead of our time. They wasn't
And
ready
I
for
feel
us.
like right now is like the perfect time because business owners are tired of the fluff. They tired of the webinars. They tired of booking the coaching calls or seeing somebody that's doing something dope and they on
Mhm.
Instagram and they on live and then they get into the program and it's nothing or it's something for me to sell you more stuff and like people are tired of that. Like I'm
Yes.
trying to make money and you're trying to sell me something that's giving me the hope or the dream that I'm going to make more money from what you're selling me. But can
Right.
you just tell me exactly what to do, or can you build out a done for you step by step program for me? And I feel like Boss Box is that middle piece because a lot of these programs that are free, people don't value them or they don't take advantage of them. Like you said, we did Scale Up. We was on CEO Roundtable. Like we've done a lot of these
Yes.
programs that are out there from like Urban League and the other different resources. But
Hmm.
still, even then, some of the stuff was very vague. Like we're just getting on the flip side of contracts and all of those things. Like we heard about it years
Right.
ago. We did Scale Up. It was like 2015, 2016.
I
This was
know. I can't even believe it
pre-pandemic.
was
We
that
was
long.
already entrepreneurs pre-pandemic.
Right.
pre-scale up, we just was trying to figure out, okay, how do we scale up? I'm making six figures, what do I do next? I'm making this kind of
Yes.
money, what do I do next? Even if you're making as small as 20,000, 10,000, I'm making this kind of money, what do I do next? Like, you've never made
Right.
this kind of money on your own. You probably make a certain amount on a paycheck, but let's be for real, like the average person that we know that work a job is not making more than 35, $4,500 a month.
Yeah, they're
And that's
not.
on a decent job. That's on a good job.
I'm about to say that's a good job for New Orleans, especially. That's a good job, man. At that time, I think we both was making six figures at that time when we was going to Urban.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we was just trying to figure out how to get the seven figures, or how to show me how to put it in place. And
Yep.
I feel like nobody was doing it, and that's what I'm telling you. These trainers that's coming with the chamber, they really gonna be hands on. Like we really want to make a difference. Like
Hmm.
this year is
So the
the
results.
yes, yes. Like we even do networking events. Like we got them every month now. Like it's really for the people, you
So
know. 'Cause-
speaking of networking, because I
Mhm.
think that people say networking is it's like a catchphrase now, or it's like a buzzword now. Like, oh,
Girl,
I got to network. I got to get in a room. I got to go network. Do people really? Do you feel like people really know how to network? Like,
girl, we just had this conversation. I promise you, I had this conversation because I want to. We're doing a men's event in June with the chamber, and the topic is going to be networking
mm-hmm,
because so many people say networking and they go to these events and they stand on the wall. That's not networking. Just
mm-hmm,
because your face in the room doesn't mean that's networking. Like you literally have to get out here and speak, and you know, me and you suffer with that. We
mm-hmm,
both was at a point where we were so quiet, or like we really are. Like we twisted, we got opposite of each other. Cause at
mm-hmm,
one time I used to be the loud mouth in a room, be like, "Oh, that's Dricka, Dricka, Dricka," you know, "That's my friend, that's my friend." You know, put you in a room, like you know, just speaking. You know, if I meet
mm-hmm.
somebody, you meet them too. You know, and
Right,
then it got to a point where, all right, I'm tired of networking. I'm about to be quiet. And then you'll be
right.
like, look, my friend do this, my friend do that. And you was the one like, you know, my friend do this, my friend do that. I'm like, yeah, I do it. I do it.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah. You know, but at the same time, people don't understand that you can network and you can meet people and you can talk to people without being overbearing. You can do it without being even if you were introvert, you don't
mm-hmm,
have to be, you know, you don't have to be loud and talking to everybody, but you want to move the room, you want to work the room, because
mm-hmm.
what else you there for, you
Like,
know?
why are you here? Why did you take time out of your busy schedule to get into the room and sit in the corner by yourself, or sit behind your laptop, or sit behind your phone and scroll all day and post pictures, but not walk up to nobody and tell them about your brand, not walk up to
Right.
somebody and give them your card or your flyer, not walk up to somebody and make an intentional, genuine connection? Like, oh my God, Ashley, I've been following you for so long. I love what you're doing. I saw you pivot from having a restaurant to having a partnership with Bossbox to where you are now, developing real estate, being a realtor, like having more free time. I see you traveling. Like, people see those things and put it together, but it hit different when a stranger come up to you and say, dang, like, I've been watching your story and your transition, and
And
I'm
seeing
glad
how
you
far
touched
you
on
came.
what happened with Boss. I'm glad you telling us how to get into the chamber, how to network, how to. I'm glad y'all talking about this because nobody ain't talking about this.
And that happens so often, but I still feel like in New Orleans, even when I had Freezer Street and my name was ringing, like people would be scared to walk up to me and say stuff, and I feel like it's New Orleans is just like the popularity type deal. You know, they flock to who popular at the time. You know, and sometimes they don't want to seem like they being a groupie or whatever. But if you genuine, I feel if you genuine and you walking up to somebody, that's showing respect. That's showing like, look, I seen what you could do, and I feel like I could do it too. You get what I'm saying? I don't take that as being a groupie or anything like that, because I do it all the time, girl. When Brittany came to the women in business event, girl, I'm the one that reached out to her, and I still was like, all right, you know, we were talking on the phone a couple of times and stuff, but when we seen each other, I'm like, you know, I still love everything you doing. I see the movement, I see everything that you doing for the community, you know, with everything. So, you know, when it was nothing but love. So
Right.
I feel like we have to embrace that as a culture. Like our culture is just girl, it's just all over at this point. You know what I'm saying? But they do have some females that will walk up to you and be like, I respect what you're doing. I love what
Mhm.
you're doing. I see it, and it motivates me because I have a lot of females that I look up to. Kiana Watson. I've been
As
looking
you
up to.
should.
Yes, I've been looking up to Kiana. I've been following Kiana since she wasn't even that popular on Instagram. It's just the
Hmm.
way she moved that had me drawn to her.
Hmm.
And I respect it.
That's your inspiration to real estate. Like,
Right.
okay, you never say, "Oh, I look up to her. I want what she have." No, I want to do what she's doing in my way, like my
Right.
unique way. That's fine. We teach people how
Right.
to do the same thing that we're doing every single day. Like, this
Hmm.
is nothing new. You know what I mean? And I feel like people don't know. I'm glad you said that because it is okay to shine a light on somebody else that's doing great things that you aspire to be doing. And guess what? You just got to get up and do it. So many
Right.
times, that's what jealousy and envy start to evolve because people don't
Hmm.
want to give you your props. If you always afraid to give somebody their props, you never gonna get to your turn. Girl, it's
I
people that
feel
I
so.
don't know. Like I can't call their name and I be like, oh my God, that's dope. Did you see what blah blah blah? And every time we talk, we talking about what somebody got going on, what somebody doing, like how dope it is. How can we bring
Right.
it to New Orleans? How can we? We're always thinking about cultivating a new environment for the entrepreneurs that's out here because
Hmm.
a lot of times, just like you said, men don't have a real support a men's movement like they
Right.
should. The
They
women
don't.
do, but it only goes so far until somebody feel like, oh, I'm bigger than you, or I can't learn nothing else from you, or I want to go somewhere else because they got more going on, or it looked like they have more
Mhm.
going on, and that's what it always clashes at because now y'all feel like y'all competition when it was supposed to be a sisterhood or a level playing field or a community resourceful community. We could be doing the same thing. Both of us have done taxes. Both of us
Right.
started doing taxes at the same firm before.
Time.
Like,
For real.
it's not just that we both do taxes, but guess what? You really don't even like doing taxes. It's just
I
something that
don't.
it's a skill that you know. I like
Right.
doing taxes. So it's something that is there for everybody. Like it doesn't just have to be taxes or real estate or whatever the case may be, but everybody can
Hmm.
make moves in any industry if that's what they want to be doing. Like don't be afraid to get into anything.
I just be wanting to, girl. That's the New Orleans coming out. I just be wanting to, but I just want like all of our female entrepreneurs to have that confidence in itself. Because when you have confidence, the envy and stuff don't come. Like
At
that's not
all.
there. You get what I'm saying? When you have
At
confidence
all.
in what you're doing and how you doing it, nobody could beat me. I don't care if they're selling 100 houses; they still can't beat me. Like
Yep.
I still know what I can bring to the table. So, it's not a competition thing. Like I'm gonna
Mhm.
give them their props. Like you doing so good. I love it. I love to see it.
Yep.
Like it's never, oh, I can't stand her because she doing this. It got to be more camaraderie, like
Hmm.
again amongst all of us or
Yeah.
whatever. So um, I just feel New Orleans be having that girl. They be having that mindset, and I just want to pull it out of everybody. Like I want to pull it out of them and be like, look. I know you can do it because I be believing in people more than they believe in themselves, and I hate that
Yep.
for them. You know what I'm saying? So I do. Girl. I hate it for them.
I hate that for them.
Girl, I hate it for them because I believe I can do anything. I don't care if
And
niggas tell me I can't walk on the moon. I bet you I'll find a way. You know what I'm saying? Like I
he's
know I
going.
can do it.
Yep.
Right. So like it was never that I couldn't do it. It was always all right. Do I feel like doing it?
Hmm.
Right. Or do I have space on my plate to do that? You
Yep.
know.
I'm
So
big on that now because we used to be the person that's like, oh yeah, just call me. Oh yeah, I could do it. And not even checking the calendar, not even checking
at
your mental
all.
space, not even checking yourself, checking with your family, checking if something else important is going on at that time. Now it's like, hold on, if it ain't on the calendar,
It ain't. It don't exist. It don't exist in
I'm
my
gonna
life.
forget. Like, mm-mm,
It
I
don't
don't know.
exist.
I don't know.
And I
Maybe I'm
still
a girl,
struggle with
maybe
that.
I'm not. Like, right. I still struggle with checking the calendar and realizing that I do have people in place that are like running my schedule or even systems. Like, I might have something come across my thing and say, you have a meeting in 30 minutes. And I'm like, 30 minutes. I ain't seen it. So I mean, technology fails. All of the things that we put in place are not going to be
Right.
100% foolproof. We're not making it like, okay, it's just that easy or
Right.
it's just that easy to set boundaries because it's not. Like it's a whole different you. Think about it, if you're the person that I'm gonna go as small as this. People always say, "Yeah, you want to get something to eat? Yeah, cool. Okay, what you want to get? What you want to get to eat? Oh, it don't matter. When actuality, it does
It
matter.
matter.
What do you want? Like you have to know. You gotta be decisive. Like that's
Right,
something as small as that we take for granted. Like if you go and get something to eat, I'm like, oh, just bring me whatever. No, you're not bringing me whatever, Ashley, because I gotta get what I want.
right.
You don't
And if
want
I
things for me. I don't
and
want
if
you
it
to
come
think for
here
me.
and you don't want it, then the other
Then
person
what?
gonna feel some type of way. Right?
Exactly. So you really got to know what you want. So I just wanted to make it like as small as deciding something to eat, or as small as deciding what's going on your plate, meaning what's going on your calendar, what you digesting on a daily basis, like looking on social media. Like you have control over all of that. Like people don't
Yes.
realize that they take it for granted. Like they gotta follow this person, or they gotta be around this person, or they have to go
Right.
to this job. Baby, if you don't like the environment you in, change it.
And that's really what it is. And like with me, the last few years, well, I always like to read, but I stepped my reading game up the last 2 years. I want to see, so I'm always reading. Girl, I got books everywhere. Remember we used to have the binders everywhere? Like we literally
I
had a
still got the
binder,
binders everywhere. I still
notebooks
got the
everywhere.
sticky notes everywhere. I just finished writing in a notebook right before this. I'm in several book clubs, like, but I feel like super fulfilled versus my schedule
Yes,
just filled with a whole bunch of nothing, or like a
nothing.
whole bunch of discovery calls, or a whole bunch of
Hmm.
networking that leads to nothing. Like it's fulfilling now. Like I understand,
Right,
okay, well, I do want to be bothered with this. I don't want to be bothered with this. This is the direction I want to be going in,
right.
versus just saying yes, 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 or just committing to stuff that you don't need to be committed to.
And everything just have a purpose. Like I didn't
Hmm.
understand it at one time because I just felt like everything just gonna flow. But being more intentional is the biggest thing. Like really being more intentional on what you're putting in your mind, what you're eating, everything. Like I literally have to get back in the gym, but I was in the gym 5 days a week, like literally, like going hard, reading
Hmm.
books, doing everything I need to do for myself, right? And then when I came back, my intentions was to get right back in the gym, but the accident and all this happened. So I'm still pushing to get back in the gym Monday, even if it's just walking on a treadmill, whatever it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Something to feed my mind and feed my soul. Like it's just a whole different ball game when you done been an entrepreneur for so many years. You have to make sure that you're not getting burned out. You got to make sure you're taking care of your mind, your body, everything. Because we don't have a fallback plan when something wrong. We don't get you know leave pay and all the other stuff that you get when you're working for a job. So you have to
Right.
make sure you're in the right shape. You have to make sure you're taken care of. So getting all that together is a real priority.
Man, that's a lot. Like I think a lot of people even hold on to jobs because they like, okay, well, I'm not gonna have health insurance, or I'm not gonna have. Well, you can. Like, did you know you can create IRAs? Did you know you can purchase
Right.
um insurance? Like, did you know that you can do these things?
I feel like that information um, is not readily available for our communities, right? So that's why it's important to always be at the webinars, the small business classes, stuff like that, because how do you know what you don't know? How can you know what you don't know if you don't know it? Right? So that was my thing when I started. I didn't know of certain stuff, and nobody was teaching me that because nobody really knew in my community. Like nobody really knew in my environment. Nobody knew about a lot of the things that was needed and that was out there for us to take advantage of. Right? So that really was my thing. Like not knowing what was available for me.
Yep. How can
You
you
know?
implement what you don't know? Like, even
Right.
as for I was talking to another colleague the other day. I don't remember who, because we always talking about business. But I was talking to them and I was like, think about when you start out in business, you really not even setting out to be this big, or to be this generational curse breaker, or to be this full-time entrepreneur. You just started a business, right? Like it could have been a hustle that went well. It could have been something that you really didn't put a plan to, but we find ourselves as entrepreneurs always having to go back to the drawing board or start 10 steps behind because we don't do things in decency and order. We heard somebody say get an LLC, so we got an LLC, but we didn't get the bank account. Or we got one bank account, but we didn't get the other three bank accounts that we needed, like the tax account, the payroll account, the
Mhm.
operational account, and the savings. Like we didn't even think about our business being that big to have four accounts. So when we just started, it was just like whatever money I make is what money I
It's
make.
going in there.
We're not even taking ourselves out of the business and making the business be able to pay us. Like it's so many
Right.
components of business, especially as we grow and grow and
I'm
grow.
so happy you touched on it. Let me tell you how I had to learn and get it out the mud myself.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I found out that I was supposed to have multiple accounts within accounts, like I had multiple accounts, but I didn't have the correct account set up, right? So, girl, we had employees at Freezer Street. So one of the employees took the check and took the check number and was committing fraud with the check number. Really had the account number at the bottom of the checks because I wrote handwritten these checks for the first payroll because
Oh,
our sister wasn't together. They took the account number off of there and then
made more.
connected it to their credit card. Girl was paying their credit card bill off of there. And I caught it at the end of the month. Now I ain't no dummy, so I caught it at the end of the month when I did the reconcile of my account.
Mm-hmm.
But I caught it and it was covered, you know. So I got my
I
money
was about
back.
to say, so did you press charge?
Girl, yes, I told them I want
The
to press
girls
charges
want
on
to
the
know.
police. Girl, I told them I want to press charges on whoever it was, but
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what happened with it. But whatever happened with it, I never even seen it again. I got my money back, so I really wasn't worried about it. But I should have pressed
Mm-hmm.
charges and pursued it more probably. But that just taught me a valuable lesson. Like I
Absolutely.
don't know everything, and it taught me that look into research. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I could have Googled that.
How
Like
to
I
process
literally could have.
payroll. Right.
Right. So it was just my mistake because so much stuff is going on at one time, and that's with being an entrepreneur. Like you don't know, you can't see everything when you working in your business.
Mm-hmm.
So that just hit me off guard. But thank God that I do know how to reconcile my books, so
Yep.
I caught
To
it.
catch
But
it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it was just like a learning curve for me. And I was like, okay, I know I see where I need classes at.
Mm-hmm.
I need these small business classes or, all these girl, because at one time I was a serial business
I could
class
just do it
taker.
myself. Yeah, I could just do it. Because you just feel like I could do it myself, or you feel like I've trusted other people to do it and it didn't get done
And then
how I wanted it to get done. So I could have just
mhm,
did it myself. Because now I'm back at square one. And I feel like a lot of people get stuck there and they never, man, long, I tell you no lie. I just talked to one of my mentees probably 2 or 3 days ago. And I was like, she was saying, okay, so I'm making this money. I never made this type of money before. I just don't know what to do first. I said, you need to hire help. But
yes.
before you even interview, you need to know what they're coming in to do, how much you willing,
Mhm.
like what your budget is on paying them to do these tasks, to take these tasks off your plate. And you also need to know how it's going to increase or effectively affect your business. Like that's what matters when you hiring somebody. People just think, well, I'm just hiring somebody to say I got somebody to answer the phone. No, are they
Mhm.
answering the phone how you want the phone to be answered? Are they delivering the service the same way you would deliver the service? Are they going hard
Yes.
for the business the way you want them to be going hard for the business? Because that's what matters, not just or I hire somebody or I'm signing the front of a check. Like that's not okay if that's
And
what you want to do.
to add with what you're saying, you do have to have that, but and the thing is too, you have to have a manual for these people that
Yep.
you're hiring, because you
SOP.
can't get mad with them if they don't know how to answer your phones because you don't have a manual showing them what you exactly want them to say, the
Mm-hmm.
scripts that you want them, the scripts that you want them to say. You don't have the process of what you want them to do after the call is taken. You don't have none of that in place. So how you gonna get mad with them when you
Mm-hmm.
don't have it in place? And that goes. That's like that's like a ever going circle, like with
Yeah.
everything with that.
But
But
that's why the corporate places have it like that.
right,
You think you? I'm gonna use something. Well, I'm gonna use Walmart. You think Walmart got time to come and train every Ashley they hire? No,
not at
Ashley gonna
all.
sit behind this computer and train for 80 hours on this training that covers everything from sexual harassment to dress code to cell phone policy, attendance
Yep.
policy, stealing, all of these things because they've been through it already.
Mhm.
And people that do
And
not follow their code of conduct in their company are not going to be here. It's that simple. So we got to operate the same way.
and really, we really do. Even if you have one employee, that's where
Mhm.
you started at. That's when it's the easiest for you to get it together and put it in place. But if you don't have those things, how are you gonna grow? How are you gonna scale without that?
Mhm.
So and that's the thing that I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't see, that side of it. And that side is the most important part, because
It
you're not
is.
gonna be able to grow without that. You literally cannot grow without that. And you hit on something that I want to speak on, but I forgot what it was. You literally hit on something, girl, and it was, you know how my mind is, girl. I be thinking about so much stuff. But you said something, girl, and I'm trying to think it so bad because it was something so important
I'm weak because I couldn't tell
that,
you what I said.
this is our conversations on a regular,
On a
right?
daily, like y'all just on our FaceTime.
I'm telling you, girl, 'cause this is what we talk about regularly, like literally. Like, oh my God. If I could go back about all the conversations that we didn't have about business, and it's just really crazy because I'm trying to think of, it was something with the manuals though. It was something with those.
So
I
having
can't
the
even remember.
operating procedures in place. If they don't, I guess if they don't follow the rules, like what's the consequences? Like all of that matters.
Right. And if they don't have that in place, then it's not
It's
them,
a
it's you.
different conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, or a bad hire. That's what I want to touch on. A
Okay.
bad hire will cost you more than keeping on, than firing them and hiring a good, a better person for that
Replacement.
position.
Uh-huh.
Right. Bad hires, you don't think that it costs you that much, but it really does, because if you think about the time that you didn't put, if you think about the time that you didn't put into training that person, the
Yep.
time you didn't put in, the money that was spent on that person, all of that goes into play when you have to fire them. Like, it's literally
Mhm.
a lot of different expenses that you're paying on a bad hire. And if you keep them on, that's what our culture problem is. They don't want to fire anybody. It's too
Mhm.
hard. A lot of new
Mhm.
entrepreneurs be like, I don't want to fire nobody. It's too hard. It's too, they try to stay away
Right.
from the drama, or they try to, they put in their mind, oh, is she gonna change, or she gonna do this, or they gonna do that. But 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna happen like that.
On
You
the
know,
flip side, we talking about bad hires, but let's talk about bad bosses because as entrepreneurs, we're not always necessarily a great leader. And so you think that just because you run a business or you hire somebody, you think that they have common sense. You think that they're just supposed to know certain things because they worked the job before. Like that does not make you a good CEO just because I trained you. It's on we have on the job training and hands on. That don't make you a good boss. That don't make
it
you a good.
don't.
So like all of those, we got to talk about those components or qualities too, because what do you think it takes to be a good boss?
Well, for me, like at Freezer Street, I felt that I have to show y'all that I'm not too good to do what y'all doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was my main thing. Like, if you could roll ice cream, I could roll ice cream too. I could get in here with you and show you that I could do it with you. Like, I treat the janitor like the principal and the principal like the janitor. Baby, everybody gets the same treatment. So ain't nobody in here is better than the other. So all of us should be able to get in here and do what we have to do.
Mm-hmm.
If we short-handed one day, fine, I'm coming in. I'm working too. So when I showed them, look, I'm a part of y'all. Like, I'm really working with y'all. I'm doing whatever we gotta do. So when that happened, the morale was all the way up, because nobody was better than nothing. Everybody was willing to do their part. I had no problem. Like, I probably would have had like on one or two bad seeds that
Mm-hmm.
just don't care at all, and then won't. But once I seen that, I will fire you. Like, I literally did not hold on to people. And that's one thing I
Right.
could see. I fired my brother 2 days after he was working. He thought, because you family day, that
Quick
you
to
he got you
fire,
fired.
slow to hire.
So it's like, okay, I know it's not gonna work out. So I gotta do what I gotta do. But at the same time, I gotta make sure I have the right stuff in place for you. You
I
know,
don't know. In the past, I probably would have agreed with you, but at this stage,
it's hard to find people.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying at this stage, like I used to be one of the ones that say, "Well, I'm in the trenches with you. I'm here from sun up to sundown. I'm here before
Yeah.
you, probably. I'm here later than you, more than likely." But now,
Hmm.
I don't feel like that no more. Like I don't feel like I
I don't
need
feel like I
to.
have to show you that I'll be there, but I
hmm
do feel like I have to have everything in place for you. I have to have all
Yes,
the tools that you need to do
that's
your
what I was
job
talking about.
properly. You
Like
know,
I'm a
so
I'm gonna show you, but I feel like I'm a lead by example. Like I'm not about to, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't leave the office dirty
mhm,
and expect you to keep it clean. I can't come in here and don't follow the to-do list or the opening procedures. But when you get here, I'm telling you, oh, why you don't have your uniform on? Why you didn't light the candles? Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't
right,
do that? But when if you working a mid and I'm already here, why that's not done? Right? Why they don't have paper and a printer at the end of the day? Because this is what you say the closing duties is. I look on here, you closed last night, Miss CEO. Like that part of, you know what I'm saying? Not just feeling like, oh, I'm
yeah,
above that. Like they gonna get that. They gonna do that. Like, no,
right,
yeah, I still take the trash out. I still actually prepare taxes. I still see people. But at the same time, I feel like I don't want you to feel like we on the same level or we competition. Like I don't want you to feel indifferent about either one of those. I want you
right,
to know like this is my leader. So it's okay to follow what she's
right.
doing because I know
It's
she leading
safe.
me in the right
It's safe
direction.
to
It's
follow.
safe to follow. It's
Hmm.
safe to come to her and use the open door policy. It's safe to come to her and talk about certain stuff and it's not gonna go back into the other employees or it's not gonna go outside of our organization. Like I want you to
Right,
know those types of things versus just feeling like, oh, she cool. She gonna work with I want you to still respect me as the CEO, but I want you to come to work and do your job here just as well as you'll go do it at your other job. That's all.
right. But that's the truth though. I think a lot of management, a lot of higher ups forget to have that connection with the people that's
Mm-hmm.
not under them, but the people that you're hiring on. Like you forget about that connection that you have with them, and they looking. A lot of them look up to you. Like for me, I
Right.
used to hire a lot of high school students and college students, right? So a lot of them looked up to me, and they didn't see a lot of young people, especially at the time. I was really young at the time when I was in
Mm-hmm.
fishery. So, like they hadn't seen a lot of young people open a business like that and really be successful with it. So
Mm-hmm.
they were even looking up to me as, oh, she could do it, I could do it, right?
Right.
So it's just like you just gotta set that example. I feel like if you set that example, you'll have a good team under you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I feel like they'll go harder for you than you even knew when they know you got their back.
A
So,
1000%. I agree.
yeah, that's my take on that. But there is so much we could get into on being a good CEO and being a bad boss and all that. But in a general, I feel like as long as they know that you got their back, then you should be okay with it
Absolutely.
and have your shit together for them. So
That part.
I wasn't supposed to say that word, but
No, you good. So like just to piggyback off that and we gonna close, but another part of that is not thinking that everybody wants money. Like everybody needs money generally, right? But the
Mhm.
incentive can't always be money. Like the incentive could be a day off, the incentive could be a vacation, a massage, a dinner. Like the incentives could be so much more to keep the camaraderie up in the business
Mhm.
versus just being, oh, I gave you a couple of more dollars, or I gave you a raise. It's sometimes coming off as impersonal when you only incentivize with money. So, like, I think entrepreneurs should know that too. Like, making sure that when you do start to hire people, it's not always about money, or you don't want
Mhm.
people to feel come off as you only worry about money. They're just another number. If you quit, if they quit,
I
somebody else
hire
gonna do it
somebody else.
tomorrow.
Right.
You don't want them to feel like that. And I know for me, at many jobs I've been at, that's how I felt. And
I
so
felt that
when
way
you
too.
feel like that, you're not coming in and putting your all in because it's just, girl, whatever. I'm just coming here for my check at the end of the week type stuff.
I'm glad you said that, though. That's a big thing because if you think about it, if you get them, if you was to gift them with a massage, you know that a single mama that's under you would never probably even pay for a massage to get done for her because she don't have the funds to do it. So by you giving her the gift and not the money, is literally putting her in a position where she can go take care of herself and not have to worry
Yes.
about, the money side. So sometimes it is about the bigger picture and thinking deeper into your employees and just having a relationship with them. You know.
And just kind of like picking up on what they need. Like, man, over the last week or two, just within some of my employees in the organization have had deaths in the family, have had family members shot, have had like so
Hmm.
many different challenges that they had to face and overcome. I don't take that lightly that I'm like, okay, well, let me make sure I reach out to this specific employee. Before I could
Hmm.
say, hey, let's pray for this one, somebody else was calling me saying, man, pray for me. Da 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 happened. Then before I could say pray for that one, the other one was posting saying XYZ just died. Like I'm taking this real hard. So it was like, wait,
Where
you know,
I go, yeah,
yeah, so like just making sure that we have like daily communication, weekly
hmm,
communication. Our team believes in higher power, believes in God. So it's not taboo for us to say, hey y'all, pray for such and such, keep them in your prayers, shoot an extra one up
hmm,
or whatever for them because they need it right now. We don't pass no collection plate and say, oh, let's give such and such and such amount of money because they don't need that. But they could
right,
always use those prayers. They could always feel like they get the support here at this job. Like they always can
yeah,
feel like, you know what, they actually care about me. They ain't just say, well, what's going on, y'all? It's the last week of tax season. Why y'all not making no money? Baby, I'm going through something. My mind ain't even physically on this, and I
yeah,
don't
hmm,
I don't have time to promote and get clients in. And I understand that take a couple of days off, like having a bereavement policy, having time off policies in place to give them that time to get their mind
right,
together, to be with their family, whatever it is that they need to do on that end, or even having counselors to reach out to them. Like those specific things I thought about going on my way up. Like, okay, I knew I was gonna need this. Like people die. Like I know
right,
I've taken off in the middle of a season because family members have died, and I'm like family over everything. But I can't just say, oh, my business shut down because XYZ happened. It's gonna
right.
always happen. So just making sure that I have that cushion for my employees and that those opportunities for them to reach out and feel free to share things like that with us is, super a big deal for me.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they just need a listening ear. Like sometimes they
Hmm.
don't even be about money or anything. They just need a listening ear because they can't speak with the family members because they all going through it. So
Right. Yep.
having that person outside of the family to speak with, could help. Like I had the end of January, my grandmother passed away. Right, so
Mm-hmm.
I took it hard, but I made it a point to literally
Keep
still
going.
do the work, still
Mm-hmm.
do what I needed to do, get it out the way or whatever. But it was um it was hard, but it wasn't impossible, right? And everybody grieves differently, so don't take this like everybody need to just still do what they
Keep
gotta
going.
do,
Mm-hmm.
keep going and stuff. But I think the learning for the entrepreneur and if you opening your business and you have to run it and stuff, I feel like you have to learn how to deal with life and you have to be strong and go really and truly because
Mm-hmm.
that's what kept me going. Like that's what kept me moving and doing what I gotta do. Cause even through that time, like I'm like, God, I need you. I pray on the side. I do whatever I got to do. Cause I went straight to work the next day and was at work till not work, but I work from home. But I was doing the work. You know what I'm saying? Till like late that
Mm-hmm.
night. So it was like they was like, go home, go home. Why you here? Why you here? Why you here? And I'm like, no, no, I need to do this, get this out the way so I don't have to worry about it over the weekend. And I know that I took care of my business, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just having that level
But
of
everybody don't have
dedication.
that just get it done. Just get it done. Just get through it mentality. A lot of people like certain stuff hit and you like, man,
I
I
can't
just gotta
move.
shut down. Yeah, like I just gotta shut down. I'm cutting everybody off. I'm cutting everything off. Like I need solitude. And I understand both sides of it, but I still feel like at the end of the day, life gonna always happen.
It is.
It's just I don't know. I guess I don't know. I might be
No,
numb to
life
certain
gonna
stuff.
life. Life gonna
Like
life.
I'm
Life gonna do what
always
it gotta
like,
do.
okay. that happens. Okay, like something always gonna happen. I like some certain stuff is minuscule and certain stuff is just like super big, but it's still
Right.
like something always gonna happen. Like we laugh at like what happened now. Like that's how we look at stuff, but most people don't
Hmm.
haven't really been through nothing. So well, when something really happened, it's like oh my god, like this is the
They
thing.
freeze up and like,
Hmm.
what do I do to handle this? And that's that's when everybody have to look into their self. I feel like
Hmm.
self development come with that too.
Yep.
Like, cause at one time, remember anything happened with me, girl, I was like, I'm not doing nothing today,
I'm
cause
done. I'm
this
done in the
happened.
towel. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not doing nothing today. This happened. This happened. Like only I could name a few instances like with people that passed away in my family that I really just shut down with,
Hmm.
and it happened before, like a couple of times, but the last two or three deaths in my family, I made it a point to do it for them. Like literally
Hmm.
do what I gotta do because they would be like, look, you gotta go on, you gotta do what you gotta
Yep.
do. You know what I'm saying? So I pushed through it and I'm still trying to push through with my grandma stuff. But it's day by day. You take it day by day
Yep.
and that's all you could do as an entrepreneur.
It's
Cause
it really is all you could do. So like that being said, all the trials and tribulations that you've been through as an entrepreneur, what's one word to describe where you are today?
one word to describe what happened today. Girl, I can't even pick one word. Oh my God.
This
But you know what I'm
one.
gonna pick? I'm gonna pick happiness because I'm happy in my position to reach out to people. I'm happy that I'm helping people with their businesses. Even if it's through the chamber, through bus, like whatever it is, I'm happy
Hmm.
to be doing it. And I'm happy to be able to help people with real estate, like to get them this is one of the biggest purchases of their lives. Like,
Yep.
so to be able to assist with that and to see how big of a difference. Like, I still get clients that call me and like, thank you so much. I never thought I could buy this, or I never thought I'd be able to own my house because their mama didn't own a house, they daddy didn't
Hmm.
own a house. You know what I'm saying? So stories like that touch me. So I'm just happy that I'm in a position where I'm being used by God to do so much amazing stuff that it's really unbelievable for me. Like,
Hmm.
and how far I've come, basically.
Right. That
So
is
yeah,
happiness though. Like that's literally what happiness is. Just waking up like, man, is this my life? Like I'm doing what I actually want to be doing. Like I'm not doing nothing that I have to be doing. Yeah,
right.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy for you. I love that.
Yeah, thank you, friend. Like, we went to Colorado, girl, and I was outside on a patio, and I'm like, this is crazy that I get to experience this.
I get
Something
to,
that a
yes.
lot of people in New Orleans never gonna experience. Like,
Hmm. Or just around
like
the
it
world,
was.
period. Like
Yes, it was
people
just
that
like so
never left their
surreal.
city, their county, their town. Like this is huge.
Right. And my children don't understand because they're over here laughing and shit, but they don't understand the gravity of it until they get older and realize that so many people in New Orleans don't even get to go out of New
Yep.
Orleans.
Or
Right. So,
when they get to college or they get to our age and their friends like, oh no, I can't go here and I can't go there. And you like, what? I went there when I was 12. I went there when I was 10. Like, you never been well. It's foreign to them because we
right.
showed them so young. Like it's I don't know.
And that's what it is. That's
That's
what
a
it
pat on
like.
the back too. That's a pat on the back too. Cause
Girl, they don't understand. Like, when I was younger, girl, I didn't travel like that. Girl,
hmm
our family vacation was to Biloxi. Girl, these children go everywhere. Like, these children literally go everywhere. Girl, these children was in Cali, Vegas.
hmm
You know our little story. So we literally go everywhere. Like, they only have,
right.
I think we down to like 18 more states that they gotta see.
Yep.
Like, so at the end of the day, like, y'all gonna be well traveled. By the time y'all 18, y'all is well traveled. So
That
I
part.
did my job. Like,
That part. You saw the world.
girl, hello, girl, they getting on my nerves, girl.
I'm weak. Anything else you want to tell us?
Well, no, just follow the chamber Instagram at No Love Black Chamber, BLK Chamber, on Instagram and Facebook, and follow me on Instagram at Ashley the Homegirl, and see what new things that we're gonna be having. And new networking events, new trainings, new all of that.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you, bestie. Y'all make sure
You're
y'all follow
welcome.
Comma Convos Podcast. Make sure y'all follow me, Dricka M. Carter, on all platforms. Again, follow Ashley the Homegirl on all platforms and Nola Black Chamber of Commerce. Of course, I'm a member, so I'm endorsing it. Make sure y'all, if you all in entrepreneur, you need to be a part of the chamber and get access to these resources that they are offering to us. Stop saying you won't do this and you want to learn this, and this is the opportunity right here. And as
Mhm.
always, people that want to see you win, help you win. I always want to see you guys winning and wealthy. Tune in for our next episode of Comma Convos. Bye.